This game is brought to you by Score Sports, the leader in sports videography. For all your videography needs, reach out to us at www.scoresports.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Clayton State University, home of the Jonesboro Cardinals. I'm Bowman Michael with Score Sports, getting ready for the starting lineups of both teams. The Riverdale Raiders will be first. We'll hand it over to the PA.
Number 2, Joshua Smith. This is where highlight reels are made. This is where we take it to the next level. This is where toughness is mandatory. This is our game. This is our time. This is our house. This is Jonesboro
Ladies and gentlemen, those are your starting lineups for both Riverdale Raiders and your Jonesboro Cardinals. I'm Bowman Michael with Score Sports, live here at the Lock, getting ready for Tuesday night basketball. Glad to have everybody with us. The Lady Cardinals were able to defeat the Lady Raiders earlier tonight, so it's hopefully for a sweep. We'll get the brooms out if we need to be. Earlier in this season, they played each other on November 30th, where the Jonesboro Cardinals came out victorious 67-30. So with that in mind, let's get ready and see how high Bryce Martin, number 12 for Jonesboro, can jump. Got a lot of bells and whistles handed your way, so hopefully you'll sit back and enjoy it. The referee's going to get involved with somebody shoved somebody or somebody jumped before somebody could wiggle, and it'll be Jonesboro basketball. I take it you're not allowed to move during the jump ball. What are these rules? Goodness gracious. Dakota starting for the Cardinals with Mr. Lionel Robinson, Deshaun Ellerby, Bryce Martin, and looks like Chris Hollins, number 10. Coming after a very impressive victory this past Saturday against the Mount Zion Bulldogs, a non-region matchup. Ellerby looking for his three, could not find it, off the mark. Rebound Bryce. The shortest man on the team drives in the lane, gets blocked. Lionel is a good fast break shooter. I wouldn't put him up against the tall people of the world, even though sometimes he finds a way to get around them, which is always a plus. And just like then, he got around him, stole the ball. Up the court he goes. Goes for the jumper. Off the mark. Right now, Jonesboro's 0-2 for their shots. One from the three-point range, one from the two-point range. Foul. Number 10, Bryce Martin. Number 5 will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Misses the first. And the second was still unkind to him as well. Got a very important week here for Jonesboro Cardinal basketball, kind of a make it or break it week for this team. I wouldn't say break it. They're steadily in second place in the region. Bryce drives the lane and shoots 2. What I mean by a very important week is in the sense that all games are region-based. Jumper 3 is good from the outside arc. Number 3 with the 3 for the Raiders. They take an early lead. Riverdale sits at 0-7 in the region, 5-11 overall. This is one of those scary games. Do you look past it when you're looking at Friday's game against Griffin here at the Lock or Saturday's game against the number 1 team in the region and in the state, Fayette County? We go there to the Tiger Den to take on the Tigers. A 5:30 tip-off. I know I'm looking ahead. I'm expecting this to be an easy matchup. Going to call a foul on Riverdale, Jonesboro, and the plus right there. Bryce found his mark. He's got both points, both baskets, not both points, but both baskets for the Cardinals. On Friday, we're here at 7:30 against the Griffin Bears. I tell you one thing, I thought he was going to drain it again. Glad to have everybody tuning in tonight. Another steal for Jonesboro. That's the one thing that kind of rings in my mind from last week's game. Our last Saturday's game was the turnovers from Mount Zion really helped propel Jonesboro to victory. They pressured defense-wise all over the map. No-look pass out. Off the mark. Chris with the rebound. Chris and Bryce, great combination. There we go. Got a little pressure going on. I like that. When we talk about Chris and Bryce, Chris Hollins, number 10's averaging 3 points, but realistically, his rebound is good. Deep 3 off the mark. Bryce with the rebound. Bryce is leading the team with rebounds right now, sitting roughly about 6 rebounds a game. Lionel try to go there and push it in the lane, which props to him on that end. He's a hustler. Got the band right next to us, so there's a lot of noise. And I'm hanging in there the best I can. Chris stretches out. Oh, going to definitely call a charge on that. He threw his shoulder in there, and the Raider definitely took that right around that 4-minute mark right now. 6-3 is your score. Always appreciate the comments. Anybody wants to chime in if the volume's okay and how things are sounding, it's always a plus. Definitely got some graphics and everything going on. I brought in some extra help tonight so I could just call the game, as I brought in a statistician and somebody to help run up the title maker. Good drive in the lane. You know, we're only up by 1 here, and it looks like Riverdale's bringing their best game. Statewide, Jonesboro broke into the top 10 this past week. They're sitting right around 8 at a 10-8 record, 4-1 overall in the region play. I think the key is those 8 losses, 2 of them, got to keep your eye on the ball. Deshaun Dishes back to Dakota. I'd love to see Dakota get on fire here. What are they going to call a foul? Dakota's going to go to the line to shoot 2. When we look at Ellerby, Ellerby's one of the top field goal or free throw percentages out there at 69%. And he's sitting at 69%. Overall, from a free throw perspective, which is great. I mean, the team high is 64, so he's shooting better than that. He makes the first, drains the second. 8-5 here. I like the pressure. The increase in defense is good, but you got to get back. Good movement for Riverdale, unable to capitalize. They had that ball. They had an opportunity for points right there, not able to cash in. Liking their hustle from an 0-7 team in the region, they look like they're ready and willing to play with the Cardinals tonight. Deep 3, we were definitely off the mark across the board. Not real happy about that. Would like to see us do a little bit better. Drains the 3, and we got a tie ball game. Coach Melman's going to bring in some new recruits. Looks like we got Calvin sitting there with number 2, Quinn Thomas. Going to give everybody a little breather. Want to always appreciate our sponsors out there. Working on a new commercial will debut. A great job, Bryce, pushing there in, being able to deliver the basket. Wide open on the 3. I don't really have any stats for Riverdale. They do not have anything listed on Max Prep. Good give and go from Lionel to Bryce. Love that. Being able to dish it at the right time for the basket. We're under 2 minutes. Riverdale did not see that. A costly turnover right now. We pushed out to a 4-point lead. Lionel Robinson, number 1, will go to the line to shoot 2. Lionel, not the greatest free throw shooter on the team, be one of those ones that, hey, if I'm going to foul, he's sitting at 50%, 46 overall. So he's a 50-50 shooter in many ways. So it's kind of, hey, if I'm going to foul, realistically, I always look at who can I foul if it comes down to it. And we all made that decision. Deshaun's not. He drains the second, so he's 1 for 2 for the night from a free throw perspective. I want to thank my crew for coming out here tonight. We got Cheyenne, Jennifer, and Chris all helping out Score Sports, the family here. I always appreciate when they volunteer their time and efforts on a Tuesday evening. Volunteer meaning they still get paid, so please realize that. Goes in the lane, gets it blocked. There we go. My player of the game, if I was to root for somebody internally, I do like me some Luis Manuel, number 23. If I ever get an opportunity to have an interview with him, the aggressiveness that he brings, I like it. Great job on Deshaun's aggressiveness to go after that ball. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Tuesday night. January 15th. The month is halfway. Didn't we just have January 1st and it's already the 15th? Goodness gracious. And I have to say my resolutions are intact, meaning they're resolutions. That's about it. I resolved to enjoy myself. Under 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter. At the end of the quarter, we will go to a sponsor break and then come back right over to you and hopefully have some stats here and see what we have to offer. under 30 seconds. We'll see if Dakota tries to keep for the Cardinals their final shot. This always intrigues me. I wonder what they're going to do in the sense of when is the trigger being pulled? At 7 seconds, at 6 seconds, at 5? You know, to be able to actually do that, it's always very interesting. Just like that, they're going to call a reach around possibly. Foul, turnover, going to go the other way. 5 seconds remaining. And the band's going to be joining us in at the end of the quarter, so hold on to your bobby socks as we get out of here for a sponsored break. It says 4 seconds on our clock, 5.8. I don't hold that against her at all. She's doing much better than I was yesterday or on Saturday. Did he get it out in time? Yes, he did. Off the rim, no good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first quarter. It's 14, Jonesboro. 8, the Riverdale Raiders. Get ready for the second quarter. Here's a word from your sponsor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get things started with the stats. All right, starting the second quarter. Great effort from Bryce. Got a strip from behind. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Bryce Martin, right now, he's leading with 5 points, or 10 points. We'll have to get clarification here. Yeah, I'll ask my stat person at halftime. She handed it to me, so hopefully we'll be able to keep that information going to be able to do that. Drains the first one. She kept stats for me, and she came back, and everything had dots on it, and I hadn't thought that through of how I was going to decipher it, and my brain couldn't process. I need just a sheet of paper to hand me how many baskets were made. Hopefully we'll work that out. It's 15-8. Jonesboro exploded at the end of the first quarter, but by the rain of threes that Riverdale keeps going tonight, they're keeping this game close. It's within 4. Every time Jonesboro starts pulling away, you get a 3-point rainbow from the Raiders, and there you go. What's he going to call right there? They're going to call a foul on number 20, on number 2, Thomas Quinn. I ain't going to call it on Bryce. 1-2, number 12. Appreciate once again everybody tuning in. You know, we average in roughly 56 points a game. I will say our average does not exclude last Saturday. We blew it out of the park at Mount Zion. Went on a scoring fest that I hadn't seen in quite a while. We're shooting roughly about 43% from the field, which is good going here into the second quarter. One thing I want to see continue is the push on our defense, being able to pressure them when they inbounds the ball up into the free throw line or up to the half-court line each and every time. (15-11). It's nice to have a good audience. I'm expecting a very big audience here on Friday against Griffin. And that matchup alone, you got Griffin sitting at 4-3. They're in 4th place right now. Stars Mills sitting at 4-2, where Fayette County's sitting at 6-0. Oh, Calvin was trying to feed it in. Riverdale's going to say, hey, I want to take a timeout right now and take a breather. When we take a timeout, be able to thank our sponsors, be able to do that, appreciate everything they do with us. And you see that on the right-hand side. Involvement-wise, if we can, throw up the region record or the region piece to it on that part. Yeah, look at us multitasking like that. We act like we know what we're doing here. When we talk about region records, at 6-0 with Fayette County. Jonesboro sitting at 4-1, Stars Mills 4-2, and Griffin's 4-3. I wasn't ready for that band to come back there. I jumped real good. All right, getting back to the tie out of the timeout. So we got some major important battles here this week. Able to possibly go 7-1 at the end of Saturday, which is nice. Riverdale trying to figure out what they need to do here. Down by 4. They called a timeout, trying to restructure. I think the key to theirs is ill-advised turnovers. Keep raining threes, and things are going to be very tight for Jonesboro throughout the game. Felt like he walked a little bit right there, but ref saw something a little different. Senior Brandon Walker, number 33, still out of the game right now. He's been out for the past 4 games. Since coming back after 2018, ended up hurting, got a high ankle sprain. That's going to be my guess at this point. Number 30 for Riverdale goes to the line. Misses the first. Getting close to some bonus action for both teams. Team fouls. Riverdale has 4. Jonesboro has 5. I'll try to stay as focused as I can, maybe give you some instant replays of some and ones. I sometimes get caught up in the game and forget to hit the replay button. That's my next big challenge, is to get some recaps after the end of the quarters. Driving in the lane, Jared Rogers drains it, give him 2. Good shot from Jared. At halftime, we will leave the sights and sounds on for the game because they're going to have the band performing. I'll even tell my cameraman to position it towards the band at halftime. Rogers looking for his movement, dishes it way outside. Thanks for the long arms of Deshaun. Bryce with a deep 3. He's not a person that shoots threes, but I'm appreciative that he wanted to go way out there. He's 49% from three-point range. Actually, that's his field goal percentage. Lionel's got the lead as a point guard, the lead dog, as he drives in the lane. He tried to get his own rebound. I like his effort. He was trying to wonder where my fouls are at. Probably needed to, I'm not about flopping, so I appreciate his energy and his level going through there trying to do something. Work on some turnaround jumper. A little bit outside of the glass, we'll call that. He did touch rim. You can't say air ball. Deshaun, senior here for the Cardinals. His claim to fame is his average of assists, leading the team with roughly a 3.5. Floater, Bryce is there. Jared to Bryce, great combination. Jared could say, hey, that was a pass. I meant to do that. Right under, getting close to the 3-minute mark here. Time is flying because we're having fun. I wish Bryce had held his ground a little bit more. Possibly got that body call. 19-12, we're up by 7. Haven't been in control most of the game. Jared's going to shoot the 3. Off the mark, Dakota with the rebound. No, Good effort. Good effort. Come on, Bryce. You got to push that body all the way in. Riverdale with the rebound. They're trying to figure out who that was going to. Number 11 thought somebody was coming in and maybe somebody was going out at this point. Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight at Clayton State, home of the Lakers. The Lock is what this place is called. Been very nice to have this as a home, getting ready. That new gymnasium supposed to be up here in September of 2019. I'll see it when I believe it here at Jonesboro. If you've driven by, driven by, maybe if I get an opportunity tomorrow, I'll come by and take a picture of the place, share it with you online on Griffin game, let you understand what kind of construction is being done over at Jonesboro. They have definitely going to build a nice big size gym. Dakota off the mark. Dakota's haven't had a great shooting game for the Cardinals. We're definitely below our average, sitting right around 19 points here for the first half. He said, nobody going to guard me. I'll drain the three for you. Put it in my lunch bag and count it. Once again, a 4-point lead Jonesboro has. Me sound like Yoda sometimes. Apologize. Jared Rogers trying to find his potential. I tell you one thing, player of the game so far going to be Bryce Martin. I'd love to see what his stats are at halftime. If I can talk with my statistician and figure that out, I'd be great. She's running my clock, so I can't yell at her too much. Deshaun with the steal, dishes out to Dakota, and they're running that again. Yes, they didn't call a foul. Deshaun will go to the line to shoot two. Once again, not Deshaun, Dakota. Dakota's a senior. He's 6'3", weighing in 185 pounds, averaging 14 points a game, rebounding 4, assisting 2, shooting field goal percentage-wise 56%. As we talked about from Dakota's perspective, I was wrong when I was paying attention. He's actually shooting 83% from the line. Not, as I said early, 69%. I was looking at Mr. Ellerby. I apologize for that. I will do better with that information. Right around 90 seconds remaining. Apologize for our cameraman. He's just doing the best he can with what he doesn't have, and that's a remote tonight. The remote was not working properly, and I had a backup, but I had the wrong backup. Lionel dishes over. Great job. Dakota's able to bring it in. Getting back up. Going to give a little pressure defense here right before the half. Increased our lead to 8 right now. 23-15. Love to go to 10 if with possibility. Going to call a foul. That was about all the thing Lionel could do. I'll foul him. I can grab his legs or his knees and just start gnawing on him and see what happens. 15 will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Raiders. At halftime, we'll give a little shout out to our sponsors, get the band going, enjoying listening to the band. And we'll have realistically 10 minutes on the clock for halftime. All right. 23-17. If you like listening to some band, the band at Jonesboro can definitely do a great job. Not the Rodney Hogan great job or the Veronica Hogan, but hey, who's judging at this point? Those are my wonderful brother-in-law and sister-in-law that were part of the Jonesboro band back in the day. The 1970s, they'd kill me if I said that out loud. Whoa! Tell you, the person in the stands nearly took the basketball right there. Getting nailed. She wasn't looking, thought it was going to go sideways against her. Appreciate y'all timing in tonight. You know, I'll talk a little bit more about the Griffin and the Fayette County matchup when we get into the third quarter here. We're going to look for shooting the final shot. It's 23-17. This game's far from being over. I'm impressed by what Riverdale is doing defensively. Great job from Bryce. Absolutely wonderful job. And that's going to end our first half of play, 25-17. I'm Bo McMichael with Score Sports, bringing you Jonesboro basketball. Great first half from both teams, 25-17. Let's listen to some band. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Clayton State University. Let's get ready for the third quarter of play here. Third quarter of play. All right. Glad to have everybody with us here. Jonesboro Cardinals versus the Riverdale Raiders. Region matchup of epic proportion for both teams. Starting to get that feed, and he comes out and hits a two-pointer. Foot was on the line. That was a two-pointer. Great job from the Raiders to respond. It's a 6-point lead here for the Cardinals. Once again, I always appreciate people tuning in. Any feedback that you can give us, that's always great. We'll go over once they get a little moment of pause. We'll start talking a little bit about the leading score from the first half. Starts with the number 1, ends with the number 2. He's been the only thing that's been positive from Jonesboro's perspective. We're going to get a charge by Chris Hollins in favor of the Cardinals. Turn around and be Jonesboro basketball. But Bryce Martin leads all scores with 17. 17, Dakota's got 3 on the books. Jared's got 2, and Lionel Robinson's got 2. We'll work on improving, trying to get that information. We've done a great job tonight across the board between statting and getting that information out. A couple of good assists from Jared early in the first quarter, or in the second quarter. Right now we have the starting line at the start of the game. Chris and Bryce down bottom with Lionel and Deshaun and Dakota sitting around the top of the key. Calling my guards and my wings. They're trying to push it in. Good rebound from Lionel. He's able to push it back up. Chris trying to. Gets it up. No 3-minute. Oh, he's snapping it. He's trying to grab it. Great hustle from Lionel. Did not come out successful right there. Not going to call a foul. They're going to let him play. They're going to call a foul. Lionel's going to go to the line to shoot 2. An and 1 situation. Don't have a lot of movement tonight on our cameras, mainly for the sole fact of what we have. First half points are 2, just like we saw that. Hopefully you've appreciated our graphics. We'll continue to improve on that. He makes the second one. So we can give him 3 points now. First and second half, as my producer just looks at me and goes, no, I don't think so. We're sticking with the first half and we're staying with it. Thank you so much for the band performing at halftime. They were loud but joyful. That's always a plus. Makes the second. He's 2 for 2 in the start of the second half from the free throw line. We're leading by 8 here. Start of the second quarter, or the start of the third quarter. I thought Chris was going to go down. Sniper in the bush nearly got him. Number 10 for the Cardinals was a stumbling and bumbling. I'll remind everybody we got a big game here on Friday against the Griffin Bears. 7:30 kickoff, tip-off, or first pitch, depending on the sport that you like. We've got some crazy stuff going on here over the next couple of weeks, and Score Sports all over the map, filming some high school basketball and high school football and some semi-pro, so it should be pretty exciting. Deshaun with the rebound over to Lionel. He's driving in the lane. I like it. Oh, in and out. Wasn't kind, but he was able to push it back. Let's count it. And 1. Good effort. He didn't want to give up on that. Did not want to give up on that. Great job. Makes his and 1. Give it to him. Give him 3 points. So what, he didn't hit the three-pointer. Made a tough basket. 30-19. Got an 11-point lead here. Referee's going to talk it over here. They're trying to figure out what's slowing the ball down here. They're going to call a foul, technical-wise, enough for Mr. Dakota to shoot it himself. Makes the second, or misses the second, makes the first. (31-19) here. Kind of things slowed down a little bit here. It was a very fast first half. He's holding on to my socks here quickly. Good dish in from Chris to Bryce. Bryce pushing it up, getting the basket. Great effort. Good steal from Deshaun. Gonna say he stepped out. Everybody disagreed with that. Everybody did. They didn't like that at all, especially when you get a good steal like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 33-19, halfway mark almost there in the third quarter of play. I'm Bo McMichael with Score Sports. Good block from Dakota, bringing the slap down and getting his own rebound with it. Lionel's going to take it in, loses the handle. Riverdale's going to retain the ball, and here we go again. What's going to happen? They push it back out. Oh, Deshaun went for the – you can see him going there and trying to grab it. Going straight down the line, trying to rob it, unsuccessful. Good hustle on Deshaun's end. Hands are everywhere tonight. We're knocking this ball out left and right. Somebody might think this is baseball. Speaking of baseball, pitchers and catchers getting ready to report, getting ready for some Braves baseball. I'm excited about that. My title makers communicating with me gave me the giggles. Trying to looking for the break, unable to really come out scoreless here in the first or in the third quarter. Riverdale has not been able to answer Jonesboro's barrage. They're going to the line to shoot two. .336 on the clock. Once again, this is an important game from a region setup. What it's going to do is propel us to a 5-1 region heading into the Griffin matchup. Realistically, we're in battle with Fayette County right now. If we slip up, Stars Mill is going to step in. So it makes that second game against Stars Mill here at the Lock very entertaining, to say the least. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun to call because it was definitely a contested game, to say the least. Oh, good steal, good grab. He's taking it coast to coast. They're going to call a block on that. Don't know if I agree with that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, he got all hand on that one. Can't really argue with that. So you got to do with what you got. You got to deal with what you got right there. All right, back into play here. Riverdale's on the line shooting. It's 33-20. So each one of these victories tonight in this ball game against Griffin on Friday. And unfortunately, getting a little concerned here. We were doing well, and we're trying to with these ill-advised turnovers, bring Riverdale back into the game. It's still an 11-point lead. Good dish into Calvin. Not going to call a foul there. I felt like maybe there was some hand involvement somehow. I want to definitely give a shout out to the Ohio generation, Coach Melman's family. Hopefully they're able to sit and watch a little bit of it on a Tuesday night. Dakota off the mark. Manuel's going to go ahead and fight for that rebound. They're going to call jump ball, get you. Be Jonesboro's possession. It was a good effort, good hustle on number 2-3. Always, if you have any type of comments, thoughts you want to leave on the chat board, feel free to. On Friday, we will attempt to stream live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all simultaneously, so there won't be a link given out. You'll just have to go to my Facebook page, YouTube page, or Twitter page to be able to access that. I'm located with Bo McMichael on Facebook. YouTube, it's Score Sports. Twitter is Score Sports 58. Well, we'll be simultaneously all at once streaming. Should be very entertaining. Crazy, wild, and kooky. Whoa! Got me a little nervous right there. Good and one action. Let's see if I had enough time to hit the rebound. No, just barely. I was excited. It only allows it to go back about 4 seconds. So if I don't hit that replay button quick enough, that's hard to do. Mr. Dakota LaFuse on the line to shoot 2. 35-22. Might be an and one. I've been using spray paint. It was an and one. Spray paint all day. Spray paint some helmets, so the fumes have finally gotten to me. I like to design different style of helmets for different folks. Things that people want. So sometimes people say, hey, can you give me a new helmet? Not something to use in a football game, but to put up on their walls or hand out as gifts. So it gets a little entertaining to design a helmet, put little different views on it. Definitely stretches my brain power. Once again, I appreciate everybody joining in here with Score Sports. I'll take my viewership. Not a lot of people in the crowd. I almost want to say, if I was to do a head count, the many people's watching the game might be as many people's in the game. Manuel with the 3. Like me some Manuel with the 3-point. He's averaging 38% from three-point range, so when he shoots, he's liable to put that in the mark here, which is nice. They're going to get close to the bonus. That's the 5th team foul on Riverdale. Out of bounds. Still going to be Jonesboro's ball. Quinn's rebounding in, number 2. Quinn Thomas. Deep 3 for Quinn. Off the mark. He was passing it, people. I heard the rumors. He was passing it. And downed it. Give him 3. I like it. Increase the lead to 20, just like that. Slowly but surely, we're stretching the lead out, which is nice. Ill-advised potential foul. Riverdale's going to take a break. And with that, we'll take a break with our sponsors. I'm Bo McMichael. Here's a word from our sponsors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back from a timeout. Appreciate that sponsorship thrown out there for Jonesboro. Like I said, I got a special commercial planned for you to be revealed at the Griffin game. It's going to be my voice and my kids' voices. We'll be hopefully producing a nice little commercial for everybody. We'll see how well that goes. Coming out of the break, up by 18. Blocked out of bounds. Manuel and Bryce had that. We'll call it a half-half, 0.5 on the blocks. Deep three. Off the mark. Jonesboro still relentless on the press right there. That's the one thing that they've really, turnover. Got to get back and get set. Reigning 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Good rebound. Well, let's listen to the sights and sound of the band here at the end of the third quarter. Got to shoot it. And he drains it. Jared with the 2 points, 43-24, the end of our 44-24, end of the third quarter. We'll be right back. All right, back into play. Quick turnover. Not going to call any fouls right here. Going to call a quick timeout. Going to get there. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Coach Melman wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here. 46-24. And away we go. We're going to let that take over the sights and sounds for just a second. I got a technical issue. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for taking that little break. I always love dealing with technical issues across the board at another basketball game. So I had to take a moment to put my headset on to talk to somebody else to make sure everything was fine. But the nice thing about basketball, it feeds itself. At 54-26, there's not much to kind of say. We're very happy from a bonus perspective. You know, neither one of the teams are in the bonus right now. It's the next foul from Riverdale, they'll be in the bonus. But I will say, turnover-wise, has been in the favor of Jonesboro. Great lead, great bucket from Lionel. I will say the player of the game right now is Bryce Martin. We'll announce that here at the 2-minute mark. At the 2-minute mark, we'll do the player of the game. Mention that to my producer so she doesn't smile at me too hard. Deep three. I would love to know what their numbers are Riverdale-wise from shooting the three. I'm going to have a chance to sit down and talk to both coaches on Friday. I'm going to take that effort to do that so we can get a little bit more of this excitement. Deep three again, off the mark. Bryce with the rebound. Riverdale stumbling and bumbling a little bit. But overall, wise, very impressed about Riverdale's action here, especially the first and second quarter. They kept it close. Coming out of the third quarter, Riverdale definitely did not have the surge that Jonesboro had in the third quarter that really separated this game. We were sitting right around a 11-point lead, and next thing you know, we jumped to 20. And we're almost sitting at 30 right now, up by 27. Foul to go to the line and a one. I mean, and, you know, it's just that type of effort across the board. They're going to increase their overall record to 11-8, 5-1 in the region. This is good overall-wise for both teams. Granted, Riverdale is going to decrease their record to 0-8. I'm not laughing in a negative sense, but you know, you get McIntosh at 1-5, Whitewater sitting at 3-3, and then you have Griffin, Starsmill, and Jonesboro sitting right there, right below nipping at Fayette County. So it'll be interesting to see how the next 2 days in Friday and Saturday play out. So we will try to telecast on Saturday. The drawback is that I necessarily don't know the atmosphere and what we're going to get ourselves into there. So, ooh, hard pass. Hard pass. Less than 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back here on Friday at the Lock. Excited about that across the board. Probably going to bring back our crew again. I liked our statistician, and I liked our title crew. Want to add some more flares and bells and whistles into it. We'll see how much it goes, getting ourselves ready. Good block from Calvin. Lionel with the rebound, and away we go. 3 minutes and counting here in the fourth quarter of play. He rifled that in. Ill-advised turnover for Jonesboro. He nearly took out a half an arm and a leg. Felt like he thought he got a piece of that, but no. We're going to count it to three. They can definitely shoot the rainbows right there when it comes to three-pointers. Want to call a I felt like the referee thought he was going to call a timeout and did not. I think the ref definitely thought a timeout was coming, and that wasn't the case. So he blew the whistle, and Coach Melman's just looking at him, saying he went where and went with who? And no, I don't think so. .231 remaining on the clock. We'll announce our Score Sports Player of the Game here right around the 2-minute mark. Going to try a new thing. Oh, good steal. Number 22, Scandrett, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Quinn Thomas with the 3, 61-32 over our season total. Scandrett trying to get his 2 points. Right at the 2-minute mark. Next timeout or next free throw, we will announce the player of the game. We'll call it jump ball. We can go ahead and throw it up there whenever you're ready there, producer. They're going to go to the line. Let's not wait till they get to a timeout or a free throw shot. We'll throw out our player of the game. Trying out all these new bells and whistles to enjoy entertaining the folks at home that can't make it to the game. One of these days I'll just pull up a truck and a satellite dish and have some fun that way. Kickball, they didn't call it. Scandrett's going to take it up, dishing it all the way over to Mr. Quinn. He needed to grow about 5 inches taller. He was about 5 more inches in height. He'd be good to go. So next time we'll see us is Friday. Today's the 15th. That should be the 18th, possibly. Air ball. Oh, out of bounds. With that, let's go ahead and announce the player of the game. We'll throw it out there. Player of the game, Bryce Martin. He's got 21 points so far. Congratulations, Bryce. Great effort across the board. First Score Sports player of the game. Something new that I'm trying. We'll get a little bit more fancier as time goes on. Technology-wise is allowing us to, which is always nice. One thing we try to do here at Score Sports is, as much as I can, be entertaining for you. Sometimes if you only knew that I only played 7th grade basketball in my time and got into the game one time and somebody blocked me flat-footed, I don't even think they jumped. You definitely know that I do my best at trying to call a game in an honest way possible. Under 1 minute. On a foul, go to the line to shoot 2. Do appreciate everybody coming out here, viewing in, watching the game. We'll be live back with Griffin. Definitely tee in. I'll see if I want to have a little bit more people come out. It's going to start getting cold, so make sure you wear your jackets. It's faking us. It's going to get warm outside, and then it's just going to get bitterly cold. Makes the second, misses the first. Good movement on Scandrett's part. He's a senior here for the Cardinals. Ill-advised turnover. Calvin, 11's looking for his shot. It's a 2-pointer. They gave it to the wrong team. It's 62-36 here. Under 30 seconds. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate your sponsorships. Most importantly, congratulations, Cardinals, winning they're undefeated in 2019. I like the way that sounds. Undefeated in 2019. We're sitting there at a nice 11-8 record overall. 5-1 in the region play. Getting ready to take on the Griffin Bears on Friday. And then heading over to Fayette County on Saturday. It's been fun. It's been real, and it's been real fun here tonight. Appreciate Jennifer and Cheyenne and Chris teaming up with me tonight, making sure I didn't drive them too crazy. And everybody be safe out there until we see you next time. Congratulations, Cardinals. Congratulations, Coach Malman. Be safe out there driving home. Take care of yourself. We'll see you on Friday nights.